What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to iStuff Gaming, and today we're going to be doing my personal top 5 worst gods in Smite. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to keep up with me on my Twitch channel, or you would like to join my personal Discord to hang out with me and my homies. I'll leave both those links in the description. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget this is my personal opinion. I'm completely open to any disagreements or your own opinions, just to see where I feel, just to see where the community stands with this. Also, I am going to be doing my honorable mentions first before I actually get into the top 5. Now, let's go ahead and get on to the video. Up first for our honorable mentions, we're going to be talking about Zeus. Zeus doesn't have any CC. His ult is, even though it hits really hard, it's really not that great. The saving quality for Zeus is the fact that he can burst you down extremely fast. That's literally one of his only saving graces, and the fact that he does have a slow. It's not great, but at least it's a slow, and he can confirm hits really easy with his 3. Other than that, though, he's extremely immobile. His clear is bad. His team fight presence is okay. Also keep in mind, this is for Conquest, so Zeus in Conquest is just meh. Like, Zeus can steamroll, but it takes a lot more effort with the character, especially considering he has no... Go ahead and get into the next character. Freya is up next for the honorable mentions. I can hear all y'all already. Late game Freya hits like a truck. Late game Freya is almost impossible to deal with, even with anti-heal. Late game this, late game that, late game this. Now, as a mage carry who needs to buff herself to get ranged autos, granted they're really strong ranged autos, but her early and mid game is absolutely mana management terrible. The slow, while good in team fights and keeping people from being able to disengage her, to keep her enemy from disengaging, there's nothing stopping anybody from really diving off Freya and CCing her. And then her banish on her, it's good. You know, it's a good get off me tool, but this can also really, and plus they can't be hit while banished. It, to me, is probably the worst banish in the game. And then her ultimate, it can hit hard, but it's just meh. Everything about Freya right now is just meh. There's really not a lot of places you can put her, especially since magical ADC suffering. They're not really up to snuff besides, you know, Chronos and but this character needs some help. I honestly think that she needs to go back to having her sim. But she's definitely not one of the worst. Simply because, like y'all saying, her late game is... Now, number 5, we have Kumbhakarna. Pause. Mad. Okay? Karna, in my opinion, is number 5. I'll tell you why. He is a noob's best friend. Other than Ares, Kumbhakarna is a noob's best friend. Because it seems like Kumbhakarna has a lot of CC. And he has a root, Mez, a slow, that banish. Hear me out. When you get the later games, you're going to start realizing that this Mez is nothing. Mez is nothing. Okay? Especially it'll stop somebody in a team fight for a split second. Right? Because Old Bow is meta right now. And Mystic Mail is meta. This Mez again, Mez is so much worse than a stun. Like, I'd much rather have a stun. Because a stun makes it to where they can't fight back. A Mez just means the second they get hit, they're out and they can fight back. Right? Next reason. This 2 takes way too long for it to be any real use. Way too long. It does massive amounts of damage. 310 plus magic power. But again, 50% magic power, that's a really bad scaling. That means late game, this is doing. Then this slow. Early game, this slow hurts. Early game, this slow hurts. But the early game for this slow to start getting bad is around about the 10 to 15. This really becomes the saving graces for God is this ultimate passive. Passive is very selfish. Already used your mez, basically dead with this, right? Then the ultimate, yes, it banishes one person. It does good damage. It can knock everybody into the air when that god comes down, so you can actually, get a good amount of CC going. Just this, but other than that, Humakarna is very, very lackluster. But he's really noob friendly. That's why he's probably only. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 4. At number 4, we're going to be talking about Medusa. Now, Medusa is arguably the worst hunter outside of Scotty. Only reason being is because at least Medusa has a runaway move, right? But let me explain why I think she. Okay, on PC, well, it's not on console. On console, Medusa can be really daunting because it's harder for you to just turn your camera when she's ulting at you. But on PC, you can react very fast. And so you'll rarely ever hit your ult. The ult, honestly, is only there for kill. And then maybe beads burning. Which, again, is not bad. But you can react to it and just take the slow and then use your runaway move or just fight back. Turn around, get hit in your back, turn back, and just start. Right? Passive is really. I will give her passive. Her passive is really, but her clear is just okay with. Her lacerate being one of her, if not her hardest hitting move, hurts her because she's gonna be using that in engagements. Rarely ever. Then for one, it's really good. It's okay. Like everything about this character just seems okay. Right? Everything about this character is just okay. Noob friendly, decent run move, decent route, decent to meg clear. But she gets bullied by so many of the other hunters. Then late game, these stats just not hold. Like, I don't know. I just honestly feel like Medusa. I would put her worse than Scotty because at least Scotty, she has that body blocking dog. She has the thing that messes up your movement. She has really good clear, decent ult. I honestly, personally, I never really understood why people think Scotty is so bad. Medusa is definitely up. Go ahead and move on to. At number 3, we're going to talk about Opwash. Y'all knew it was coming. There's a lot of things wrong with it. Okay? Mana consumption early, bad. Cooldowns, bad. No run move. Mad passive. Mad ult. Mad clear. The best thing about Opwash is the fact that his built-in anti-heal will get you killed. You know what I'm saying? Because if you heal with his active on you, you will get anti-healed. Then on top of that, you will take damage after you heal and then get stunned for 1.5 seconds. Right? But his burst damage is just okay. Even with that ult, there's nothing stopping anybody from just diving an op because of his lack of mobility. And then even a more experienced Opwash player, like a Masters op, still get bullied by decent Morgan. Simply because his clear is just abysmal and his mana consumption. Like I think Opwash would be better if he had a little bit more ability. Like if you throw your 3, right? Let's say if you throw your 3, if it doesn't hit anybody, you teleport to your minion. You know what I'm saying? Something, But the biggest problem with his character is his lack of mobility. His damage is amazing, and even though that ult is bad, it can still turn a team. So, but at the end of the day, is that really worth it? You know, it's almost like Zeus, but Zeus gets guaranteed hits. This character does not get guaranteed. I think he definitely deserves. At number 2, you have Nox. At first, I didn't understand why Nox was so bad. You know, I'm like, oh, a character with an AoE silence can't be bad. I said the same thing for Chalk. And this character doesn't even need to ult. What's wrong with Nox? This is just passive. This is one of the most useless passive I've ever seen. For every ability that Nox casts, a candle is lit. Every candle, Nox gains 3% magic power. Sounds good, right? That's only if you don't get hit. That's only if you don't get hit. A good player will not miss, or will rarely miss. You will rarely ever get to use this passive. 2, her combo to actually do damage is one of the hardest in the game. And it's only because players are unpredictable. Right? You'll occasionally get those Nox players who can hit their combo consistently, you know? But ever since the change where you can use beads during her silence, it hurt her so much. Right? Then her 3, it does pretty good damage. You know, and it's relatively... That's about it. And this ult... I think the worst part is this ultimate. This ultimate hits decently hard. Then it makes it where the enemy team deals less damage. Right? So I guess that's okay. But everything else in her kit is so lackluster and difficult that why would you ever use in any other situation? Right? Especially since she can't really put her silence super far away from her. So even her lane clear does put her in a little bit of a bad spot. Right? Then he just, like, again, it becomes one of those situations like, why would you take Nox? Why would you take Nox for Tiamat? Why would you take Nox over Janus? Then people are gonna be like, well, Tiamat, Morgan Le Fay, Janus, they, generally speaking, they get banned. You know, so you'll rarely ever see them in your games. Why would you take her over Sol? Why would you take her over Scylla? Why would you take her over Raijin? Hell, why would you take her over Hades? And Hades has to put himself in danger. This is a lot wrong with Nox. He's just extremely underwhelming. But he's only at number 2. Let's go ahead and get to I think Bastet is the worst god game. The game. Okay? Boo Boo Can't even see passive. You barely can see this passive. 10% movement speed. And okay, but it's so kill shot root. That, by the way, is not even a true root. Right? A true root is somebody like Scylla. Scylla's 1. That's a true root. That means if you get hit by it, you're not using any run ability. Bastet does not have that. Take damage, okay. Leap is just okay. It's annoying when, you know, she leaps all the way back and gets away. Hear me out. You see Bastet, you literally pick anybody with a cripple or a root, or a true root, and she's dead. And she deal a lot of damage. She's an assassin. I would expect an assassin building full damage to do a lot of damage. Then this ultimate. This ultimate is Bastet. This makes Bastet a full character. But then it only lasts for and it lasts for 12 seconds. That's a decently long amount of time. But that only benefits her. It does nothing in a team fight. Yes, you get multiple. Yes, you get multiple leaps. Whoop-de-doo. Again, it's worse with more worse than Nox. Why would you pick Bastet over? Matter of fact, if you pick Bastet and then that other person picks a Wilkes, you're screwed. Why would you pick her? Hell, over like Naja. Why would you pick Bastet over Kali? Why would you pick Bastet over Thor? Even, and I think Thor is one of the worst assassins. Bastet is so lackluster that I honestly feel that she is worst in the game. I will pick any of my other 4 characters that I put in this top 5 over Bastet. Because at least all the other characters have something going. This character has nothing but damage. And damage does not make a character good. I will say it again. Having damage does not make a character good. It does not. Because if that was the case, then full blaster Chalk would be S tier. If that was the case, full damage Horus would be S tier. And full damage Kabrakan, full damage Ganesha. Damage will not make a character good. At the end of the day, it's the kit and how well it can translate into team fight. That's what it comes down to. And Bastet fails on all accounts, in my opinion. Now, if you disagree with me, don't forget to put that in the comment section. I'll be glad to discuss it with you. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I do stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. CST. And without further ado, I'll